Let's talk about that unique, sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach when you look at your bank account and see basically nothing. It's a special kind of panic, right? You know you need to do something, but every piece of financial advice seems to start with invest your extra money, and you're thinking, what extra money? It feels like all the advice is for people who are already halfway to the finish line, leaving you feeling even more behind and totally overwhelmed. If that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. This isn't another one of those videos. This is your starting line. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to lay out the exact, step-by-step plan to follow when you're truly starting from scratch. This isn't about some get-rich-quick fantasy. It's about building a real foundation, starting today. It's about taking you from that feeling of financial panic to a place of stability and, yes, even control. No fluff, just the plan. Step 1, get brutally honest, but let's not budget. All right, the very first step isn't to create some complicated, restrictive budget. When you're in survival mode, the last thing you need is another thing making you feel like you're failing. Honestly, the word budget just feels like a financial straitjacket. So we're not using it. Instead, we're going to get brutally honest and gain some clarity. You can't draw a map to where you're going if you don't know your exact starting point. So here's your mission. For the next 7 days, you're a detective. Your only job is to track where every single cent is coming from and where it's going. Pull up your bank statements. If you're a cash person, grab a small notebook and write down every single purchase. Every coffee, every bus ticket, every late-night snack, everything. As you track, sort your spending into 3 simple piles. First, needs. These are the absolute non-negotiables. We're talking rent or mortgage, essential utilities, basic groceries, not restaurants, and transportation to work. These are the pillars holding up your life. Second, obligations. These are the bills you're contractually required to pay. Think minimum payments on credit cards, student loans, or a car payment. Third, wants. This is literally everything else. Your Netflix subscription, that daily latte, takeout, new clothes, anything that isn't essential for you to survive right now. At the end of the week, add it all up. And look at the numbers without judgment. This isn't about shaming yourself. It's just about acknowledging reality. You're gathering data. How much came in, how much went out, and where did it all go? This clear, honest picture is the foundation for everything else we're about to do. You might be surprised, and that's okay. This awareness, it's your first win. Step 2, create a little breathing room. Okay, you've got your data. You know where the money's going. Now we shift from just looking to actually doing. Step 2 is all about creating immediate breathing room. When you feel like you're financially suffocating, you have to create a small pocket of air. It's the only way to reduce the panic and think clearly. Look at that wants list you made. I want you to find 1 to 3 things you can pause, not forever, just for now. This isn't about lifelong deprivation. It's a short-term, strategic move to get back in the driver's seat. Maybe it's canceling a couple of streaming services you barely watch. Maybe it's committing to making coffee at home, or maybe it's finally pausing that gym membership you haven't used in 3 months. The goal is to free up any amount of cash, $50, $100, whatever you can find. Remember, this isn't your new life. This is temporary survival mode. Think of it as hitting the reset button. This step is so powerful because it proves to you, almost instantly, that you have control. You can make a choice that directly impacts your finances today. That feeling is the antidote to the helplessness you've been feeling. It creates the mental and financial space you need for the next steps. Seriously, don't underestimate the psychological jolt you get from freeing up that first $20 or $50. It's the first sign that you're in charge of your money, not the other way around. By the way, if this plan is already starting to click for you, do me a quick favor and hit that like and subscribe button. I put out simple, actionable financial guides just like this to help you keep the momentum going. Quick pause for a second. If this is helping you see money differently, don't just watch and forget it. Take action with me. Hit that like button so more people who are struggling financially can find this. And subscribe to the channel because I break down simple, real-life money steps like this every week. No complicated talk, just what actually works. All right, let's keep going because this next step is the one that changes everything. Step 3. Go on a fast cash offensive. Steps 1 and 2 were about playing defense, understanding the field, and stopping the damage. Now we go on offense. Step 3 is all about generating fast cash. Look, you can't solve an income problem just by cutting costs. Nothing builds momentum like seeing new money hit your account. And I'm not talking about launching some complicated business. I'm talking about quick, accessible ways to bring in an extra $200 to $500 in the next 30 days. Here are a few ideas you can start on today. First, sell your stuff. Seriously, walk through your home, your closet, your garage, your bookshelves. What haven't you touched in the last year? Old electronics, clothes you never wear, books, furniture. Get it listed on Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark, or eBay. You would be shocked at how much cash is just hiding in your clutter. The goal is a quick flip for immediate money. Second, tap into the gig economy. This is one of the fastest ways to make money on your own schedule. Apps like DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart can get you earning almost immediately. Got a car? You could do ride-sharing with Uber or Lyft. No car. In many cities, you can still deliver food on a bike. Even just a couple of hours on a weekend can add up fast. Third, monetize a simple skill. Are you that friend who's great at assembling IKEA furniture? Or do you not mind yard work or cleaning? Post your services on TaskRabbit or in local Facebook groups. People will absolutely pay for convenience. Are you a decent writer or super organized? Check out sites like Upwork or Fiverr for freelance gigs. Heck, even doing online surveys or website testing while you watch TV can bring in a few extra bucks. The point here isn't to find your life's passion. The point is to inject cash into your financial system right now, and that extra income has a very specific job, which brings us to the most important step of all. Step 4, build your $1,000 starter emergency fund. This is it. This is the most critical step in the entire plan. You're going to take every dollar you freed up from Step 2 and every dollar you earned in Step 3 and aim it at one single goal, saving a $1,000 starter emergency fund. Why is this a game changer? Because this fund is the buffer between you and life's little disasters. It's what stops a flat tire from turning into a financial catastrophe that sends you spiraling into debt. An unexpected medical bill, a broken fridge, these are the things that completely derail you when you're living on the edge. Without a cash cushion, you're forced to use credit cards or get a loan, digging yourself into an even deeper hole. $1,000 might not sound like a life-changing amount, but it is enough to handle most of those common emergencies and grant you an incredible amount of peace of mind. It breaks the cycle of being one small crisis away from disaster. Now, where does this money go? Do not just let it sit in your regular checking account where it can get spent by accident. Open a separate high-yield savings account. These are usually online, they're FDIC insured, and they pay way more interest than the big traditional banks. This keeps the money safe and accessible, but just far enough away that you won't be tempted to dip into it for a non-emergency. Better yet, automate it. Set up automatic transfers from your checking to your new savings account for every payday, even if it's just $25 to start. Automating your savings builds progress without you having to think about it. This $1,000 is your new foundation. It's the wall you're building to protect your financial life. Do not move on to the next step until this is done. It is the single most important thing you can do to go from panic to stability. Step 5, make a simple one-page debt plan. Once, and only once, you have your $1,000 emergency fund saved, you've earned the right to start looking at your debt. Trying to aggressively pay down debt before you have a safety net is like trying to bail water out of a boat that still has a hole in it. The first unexpected wave will sink you right back into debt. But now, with your fund in place, you can attack your debt from a position of strength. Step 5 is to make a simple one-page debt plan. No fancy spreadsheets needed. Grab a sheet of paper. List out all of your debts, but leave out your mortgage for now. For each one, write down the total you owe, the minimum monthly payment, and the interest rate. Now you've got two main strategies to choose from, the debt snowball or the debt avalanche. The debt snowball is amazing for building motivation. You list your debts from the smallest balance to the largest, ignoring the interest rates. You make minimum payments on everything, but you throw every extra cent you have at that smallest debt. Once it's gone, you get a huge psychological win. Then you take all the money you were paying on it and roll it onto the next smallest debt. Your payment amount snowballs, and you start knocking out debts faster and faster. The debt avalanche is the most efficient on paper. For this one, you list your debts from the highest interest rate to the lowest. You still make minimum payments on all of them, but you focus all your extra cash on the debt with the highest interest rate first. This approach will save you the most money on interest over time because you're wiping out your most expensive debt first. So, which one's better? Honestly, the one you'll actually stick with. If you need those quick wins to stay fired up, go with the debt snowball. If you're a numbers person who's all about efficiency, choose the debt avalanche. The most important thing is to pick one, write it down, and get started. Let's quickly recap the game plan. First, you get brutally honest by tracking your spending, no judgment allowed. Second, you create breathing room by pausing a few non-essentials. Third, you go on a fast cash offensive to get your income up. Fourth, you build that $1,000 starter emergency fund as your protective wall. And fifth, you create a simple, one-page plan to start attacking your debt. Starting from zero doesn't mean you're a failure. It means you're at the beginning of a powerful reset. This journey is built one small win at a time, and now you have the blueprint. That feeling of being overwhelmed is real, but a clear plan is the cure, and you've got one. Don't try to do everything at once. Just focus on step one, today. Progress over perfection is the name of the game. You've got this. Now, I want to hear from you. Look at this plan and tell me in the comments below, what is the one action you are going to take this week? Are you tracking your spending, finding something to sell, opening that savings account? Let's make it real by putting it out there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.